My 22F boyfriend, 24M, is a passport bro, and I had no idea. I've been with my boyfriend for 8 months. Things have been going really well between us up until a few days ago. A little backstory. I'm from a Central European country and he's American. He said he settled in my country because of work opportunities. We met in a coffee house where I work as a barista. We clicked instantly and started going out a few weeks later. Everything was so good and we had so much fun. Fast forward to last week. He asked me to help him with some documentation. I was happy to, as I know my language is hard to understand and even translate sometimes. When I was searching online on his laptop, I stumbled upon some weird websites. They were all about passport bros. I didn't even know what the hell that was at first, and basically had tips on how to settle in foreign countries, where to find a traditional bride, which country has the most beautiful women, etc. I was shocked and so confused. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I wanted to gain some clarity and checked his profile on one of these websites. He had full-on conversations about Eastern European countries, European women, how easy or hard it is to take them out on dates, if it would be better to settle down in Asia instead, and so on. He decided to settle down in my country. I feel dehumanized and like he fetishized me and the women from my country. Also, our whole relationship has been built on a lie because he told me he settled down here because he got a job offer. After I found all this stuff, I quickly took a few pictures as proof and then made up an excuse to come home. He tried to reach out a few times, but I told him I don't feel well, so I can't meet up right now. I can't even look at him. I feel so disgusted. Am I overreacting? How can I confront him about all this? If you guys live separately, I'd just text him the pictures and inform him you don't plan on being his docile Euro wife, and let him know that one thing European women and American women have in common is none of them are going to settle for a weirdo. Visit the Passport Bros subreddit, it's an eye-opener. End the relationship. I would just exit the relationship. You're both young and you have time to find someone who will respect you. My understanding is passport bros want submissive women who do all the labor and likely still contribute 50% financially. It's a lose-win situation for you. Oh good God, no. A quick, I'm sorry, but on reflection this isn't a good fit for me. I no longer wish to be in contact with you, and then move on. You are not required to say why. You inform him that you're no longer interested because you are a decent human being, and also because you want him to know that you no longer want to be in contact with him. Last thing you want is him persistently reaching out thinking that maybe you're ill or some such. No. Break it off clean and then block. That way you also have a record in case of harassment. Don't bother. Block and move on. He doesn't sound like he's worth the effort. You're upset because he sees you as a stereotype rather than a person. I don't know if you can come back from this. He came to your country and picked you out like a normal person goes to a supermarket and buys a punnet of strawberries. That's incredibly creepy and dehumanizing. Rather than worry about his feelings, thank your lucky stars you found out now. It's a good thing you aren't stuck with this loser. There's no point in confronting him. He'll just claim he's the victim here because you were snooping. Tell him you've had a chance to think about things. You don't see a future with him because you have conflicting ideas of what a long-term relationship should be based on. This isn't up for discussion, and you'd prefer to part ways now while you two still like one another. Then block him everywhere. You're not overreacting. You are being dehumanized and fetishized. Your feelings are valid. No need to confront him. You can give him a generic "I'm no longer interested" text and be on your way. I don't think ghosting is an option because he knows where you work. But I'm not sure the passport bro fight is worth it. Every dude in this comment section telling you this is okay is a loser. How could you ever look at this dude the same again? Move on and find someone who didn't leave their own country because they can't stand the thought of being in a relationship with a woman who is their equal, so they need to travel. Not only did he travel, he did extensive research on how to trick some foreign woman in her own country to be a traditional and subservient wife. You're not overreacting, you are being fetishized. As a man, let me tell you, this behavior isn't as bad as you think. It's worse. This kind of mindset parallels some other truly awful thinking that's peddling around the darkest parts of the internet. So please run like the wind and never speak to this tatterfile freak again. Passport bros, and whatever the equivalent female term is, are losers. Don't mention the real reason, because maybe the next woman will find out the same way too. My God, this is so creepy. First time hearing of this, passport bros, and was even more creeped out when I checked out their subreddit. The best move is to probably block him from everywhere with no explanation. I'd be so weirded out and wouldn't want to deal with any confrontation with someone like that, tbh. Stay safe please, and keep an eye out when you're at work, since he may come there. Tell him it's over and you'd prefer he stop going to your job. All these passport bros are crazy right-wingers. And those that seek out European women are most likely white supremacists. The others here are absolutely right about you just ghosting him or dumping him off the contact cliff. On the other hand, I'd be vicious enough to contact your local immigration offices with all his contact details and report him as a visa overstayer who is trying to marry to stay in your country. Because I'll bet his visa is close to its expiration date. I can't be sure, of course, not knowing the details, but I'd be looking at that, just for spite and revenge.
Gross.
I think this is a situation when it's okay to ghost a person. Not overreacting. Dump him and move on. He probably have used a lot of these tricks on you to manipulate you. He has been lying to you since the very beginning. Nope. Too many red flags to ignore. Run. Passport bro are so weird abroad and in their own country. It's only about them and how they benefit. God forbid the woman is a person w feelings they're screwing around with, face with rolling eyes. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.